Hey guys, so today I'm going to be trying a semi-new foundation and powder from Covergirl. The Covergirl Outlast All-Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation with broad spectrum SPF 20. Looks like this. And then their powder, their Outlast All-Day Matte Finishing Powder looks like this. I have 3 colors of the foundation that I'm going to swatch for you and 3 colors of the powder which I'm going to swatch for you. The Covergirl Outlast All-Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation has an SPF of 20, and it says it has the lasting power of a primer, coverage of a concealer, and blendability of a foundation in one, and it is shine-free. The Outlast All-Day Matte Finishing Powder is available in several shades, and it says that it is a lightweight, silky smooth powder formula that gives a perfectly matte finish, helps control shine hour after hour, matte shine control. It's oil-free and won't clog pores. So if you'd like to see how this applies and how it wears all day, just keep watching. So I'm going to start with swatching the 3 colors that I have. I'm going to swatch them on my face. Here's the lightest one. So I'm going to leave them on my face for a minute and see if they oxidize. I'll also swatch them on my hand for you. Here's Ivory. Classic Ivory. And Buff Beige. Ivory. Classic Ivory. And Buff Beige. Okay, the foundation swatches have been on for about 5 minutes and they have oxidized a little. This one's not quite as pale as it used to be. So I'm going to go with this middle one, Classic Ivory, number 810. And I'm going to apply half of my face with a Bella & Bear Lynx Kabuki brush and then the other half with the L'Oreal Beauty Sponge. Okay, let's start with the brush. Okay, so this is one coat with the foundation and this is without the foundation. I would say that you have about a medium coverage with one layer. I can still kind of see the brush strokes, so I may want to go over it with a beauty blender. Now let's try the other side with a beauty sponge, not a beauty blender. And I'm probably going to need more because the 2 pumps were almost completely used up on this side. Okay, so this side was applied with the beauty sponge, this side was applied with the brush. I used 2 pumps for each side. I feel like this side has a lot more opaque coverage than this side does. So I actually prefer the beauty sponge, which is usually the case for me. I would say that you get an almost full coverage with the 2 pumps. It has already oxidized, it's gotten quite a bit darker than it was initially. But that's why I went with the second color, not the third, because I knew that it would oxidize and get slightly darker. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of even out my skin by applying a very light coat with a beauty sponge to this side as well. Okay, now that my face is somewhat even, you can kind of see the fresher side is lighter than the side that's already had time to dry, because it does darken just a pinch. So I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what the skin looks like with just the foundation, nothing else. So you can see that it covered my acne discoloration back here. It's almost covered my birthmarks. So it's almost a full coverage foundation. It's covered my active acne down here. It's not accentuating any dry spots just yet. It's looking a little thick right here between my eyebrows, but I feel like it clings to like the little bits of hair that I have there. And honestly, I don't really feel like I need any concealer. I had pulled out my Tarte Shape Tape to use today, but I'm actually gonna see how this works throughout the day without concealer, because it does say that it takes the place of a primer and the coverage of a concealer. So I did not use a primer. I'm gonna go without a concealer today and see how this works. So now let's check out these powders. So I believe there are more shades than just these. I'm not positive, but I have 810, which is fair to light, 830, which is light to medium, and 850, which is medium to deep. I want to say that there are shades in between this, because 810, 830, 850, kind of skipping around. So I'm going to guess that there's a light and a medium and possibly even a deep. But I have these 3 shades to show you guys today. So let me go ahead and swatch them for you. They all come with the little round mirror and the puff. Okay, so first we have fair to light, which actually does not look that fair. Here it is. And I've heard Tati say that this is one of her favorite powders, so I am curious to see what I'm going to think. Okay, there's fair to light. Next we have light to medium. That one actually doesn't look that different from the first. The first one has a bit more pink undertones. This one has a little bit more orange. Finally, we have the medium to deep. I was hoping to get the darkest one to use as a bronzer, but this one I don't think is quite dark enough. There they are. So we have 810, 830, and 850. Alright, so for my under eye area, I'm going to try using 810 Fair to Light, and I'm going to use my Party Queen Tapered Face Brush, which is what I use for my under eye area. Let me settle out the creases here. This is darker than I like my under eye area to be, so I may end up setting my whole face with this because this actually looks quite dark. Can you see that? That's actually pretty dark for fair to light. I was going to set the rest of my face with a darker color, but I think I need to do it with this one. So I'm going to take this little e.l.f. kabuki brush and set my face. I'm not even sure I need to set my face. My skin does not feel tacky, but I do have combination skin, so generally I do set my foundation, so I'm going to do that today. It is nice that it comes with a little mirror. I am using it. I don't know why it's not the entire size of the lid, but I guess that's so that you can see the color through. Because if the mirror were the whole size, you wouldn't be able to see the color through the compact, so I guess that is an interesting idea. Okay, so my face is set. Let me see what it looks like up close. Alright, it doesn't look overly dry or chalky like some setting powders do or foundation powders do. I feel like it might be accentuating my pores a bit. Can you see right here? I just feel like my pores look a little bit enlarged instead of minimized. I feel like they're accentuated a little bit. I'll show you guys in my next check-in in natural lighting, but I feel like my pores look a little bit larger than they would normally. So we'll see. I'm also going to try the darker shade as a bronzer. All right, so I'm going to take the shade 850 medium to deep and see if I can use this as a bronzer. Ooh. I know that Tati did this in her video. She used the deeper color as a bronzer and she claimed that it worked really well, but perhaps I don't have the darkest color out there. I'll leave a note below to let you guys know how many shades there are of this powder, but I only found 3. I mean, it is giving me a slightly darker color on the perimeter of my face. So it's a very, very slight bronzing. But I am going to hop off, finish my makeup, and I'll be back to do a check-in with you guys. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning, so I will keep you posted throughout the day to let you know how it wears. So my face makeup is now on. I applied my bronzer, my highlight. This is the Sleek Liquid Illuminator. It's like the pink pearl color. It's very intense. And then I'm wearing one of the Physicians Formula Butter Blushes today on my cheeks. I feel like everything blended out really well. But as I was applying my blush, I could feel the layers of makeup on my face. It just felt very thick. I've never felt that before with a foundation where I'm brushing on my powders and I can actually feel the layers of makeup underneath. So it does feel a bit heavy on my cheeks when I was applying it, but right now it feels fine. So I will check in with you guys later on today to let you know how things are wearing. Can you see what I was talking about with my pores looking larger versus being reduced or blurred? Okay, so the foundation's been on for 3 hours now. It still looks really good. I've been playing hide and seek with my son this morning, so I've been hiding under blankets and behind things, and none of the foundation has rubbed off at all. It's still very smooth, very matte. I don't have any oils peeking through. I'm not getting any transfer when I touch my face, which is really awesome. You can still see the pores on my cheek area, so it hasn't gone down at all, but it hasn't gotten worse, which is good. I'm seeing just the tiniest bit of settling into my smile lines, but nothing major. So as of right now, at 3 hours, it's looking really good. Hey guys, so it's been 6 hours since the foundation was applied this morning. It's still doing really well. It doesn't feel as thick as it did this morning when it was first applied, so that's definitely a plus. It definitely feels a lot lighter and it looks more skin-like than it did at first. So I also haven't gotten oily where I normally do by now. So it's doing really well for 6 hours, and I'll try to check in with you guys later. So it's now 5 o'clock and the foundation has been on for 8 hours. This may be my last check-in. We're going to be heading to the gym, and then by the time I put the kids down, give them baths, who knows what will be left of this after all of that. But 8 hours, it still looks amazing. I am so impressed with this. It hasn't even rubbed off on my nose, which is an area that always rubs off. My foundation never, ever, ever stays on my nose. So I am super, super impressed by that. Again, I didn't really need concealer, so the fact that it's a primer and concealer and foundation all in one is not false advertising. It's advertised correctly. This lasts all day, and I am really, really happy with it. So I wanted to give you guys my review of these products. The foundation lasted all day. It did not get oily. It did not wear off. It did not rub off. So I think that's awesome. And the fact that it is a concealer, a primer, and a foundation in one just makes my life so much easier, because that's one product instead of 3 that I have to apply in the morning, which is definitely a thumbs up for me. And the powders, while I like the way they applied, the color range needs to be expanded. There needs to be a lighter shade for under the eye brightening or for those fairer girls out there, and a darker shade for the deeper skin girls out there. The medium to dark shade, while it mildly bronzed me, I'm a light skinned person, so it would not do anything on anyone that was darker than me. So if they would expand their color line, that would be amazing, but otherwise these products both get a thumbs up for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.